So first off, it's Mansoor.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take for you to tell Pry that he was saying it wrong?
Well, people have been calling me Mansoor, Mansoor for a while, so I'm kind of used to it now. But it's Mansoor, so.
Wait, I know you've been asked this probably 1,000 times in your life, but what is the origin of that name?
It means victorious with the help of God. So it's an Arabic name. So yeah, my parents with my name, they gave it to me. So.
Is it kind of cool to have a name that's a little off the beaten path? Or?
I would say so, because you type in whatever, look it up, not too many Mansoors popping up. So I feel like it's kind of special. I like it like that. So.
How was this first season going for you? Where you come in, it sounds like you were a little banged up early in camp, but then they finally turned to you, and now you're starting.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely been a journey. It's a blessing, but I feel like when I got the opportunity, I kind of took advantage of it, and just kept going. My teammates and my coach put me in a good position, so I just capitalized on those opportunities, to be honest.
Well, what were those first snaps at North Carolina like for you? Because I know you got a tackle for a while, tackles on back-to-back plays.
Yeah, it was crazy because coach put me in and he was like, Mansoor, you up. Next thing you know, I got running back running straight to my side, so it was kind of it was awakening, but that kind of got me warmed up right there. First 2 tackles, first 2 plays. So after that, it was just, what I'm saying.
Were you nervous, anxious?
I would say so. I was a little anxious going in. This is my first time ever playing college football. I would say at that point, yeah, but then ever since then, I feel like I just got comfortable with each snap I took. So
it seems like your teammates. We've asked your teammates a lot about you this year, and they've been very glowing in their praise. I mean, how supportive have they been when you were trying to learn on the job here?
For sure, I appreciate it. I appreciate them a lot. They definitely show support, love. They know that, like me being a freshman, they know it's hard, but they feel like I can feel that spine for them, and it means a lot because I make plays. They support me, makes you want to make more plays. So appreciate that.
What happened in the NC State game? I mean, you played so well, and then did you get tired? I mean, did they just start picking on you? What happened? It looked like that was kind of a rough patch for you.
At the end of the day, it's college football. They on scholarship too. Plays gonna happen. Credit to those guys. But it was a long game. But at the end of the day, no excuses. Should have been better coverage. So, but yeah.
Going back to your recruitment, what sold you on Virginia Tech? What put you over the top here?
So it was really just a family feel, and just the amount of importance they put in me. At Zoom meetings about every other week with my family, and that meant a lot to me. So it showed that I was a priority, and I appreciated that. So I feel like it showed me a lot of love.
Now you committed to the previous staff, and then it sounds like you were thinking about Michigan State. Did you actually go to Michigan State at all?
No, I didn't have an opportunity to. I was thinking about setting up a visit, but then that's when Coach Pry and the staff arrived, and they kind of convinced me to come on an official visit here, and it kind of really stopped me from even going further into that recruit with Michigan State. So, and I feel like I made a good decision.
Pry was saying you're familiar with the Fuller brothers, or know them. Do you know them personally, or is it just kind of generally?
I would say personally, Corey Fuller, he recruited me. He was like kind of the first guy to reach out to me. He recruited me hard, and then obviously connected with his brothers, Kendall and Kyle. And me having siblings myself, it was easy to relate to them. So we had a good bond, and that was a big part of my recruitment.
You kind of went up to school up around Baltimore. Those are Baltimore guys. Are they kind of legends up there? Or what is that like?
For sure, they definitely highly spoken of, and I feel like they kind of just said I could come in and do the same thing they did, and I feel like they're very easy to relate to, and I can feel myself filling those shoes.
Have you always played football? Like growing up, what age did you start?
Yeah. Fresh out the womb, I would say about like 4, 5 realistically. Played football all my life and loved it. So.
Always cornerback?
No, I was a quarterback. So that's kind of where quarterback and middle linebacker. So I was kind of a captain on both sides. So that's where I feel like I get my cerebral part of the game. Just knowing, being a quarterback all my youth league, just knowing what the offense is going to do and just knowing other people's positions. So.
What age did you transition to corner?
High school. So high school was my first year playing corner, and then I played safety my junior year and senior year, and then started at safety here, switched to corner. So kind of played both. I feel like pretty versatile with just any position, so comfortable.
Did you have an expectation, corner or safety, when you got here, or is it kind of up in the air?
With the old staff, they actually told me when I got here, they kind of just see what I fitted and played best at. But when the new staff, they just started me at safety, and obviously our depth was needed at corner, so I had to step and fill that position and just keep going at corner with that.
You seem like a pretty confident guy. I think when we talked to Caleb Smith about you, he said in camp you like hopped in there against him. He's like, get out, get Dorian in here or something. You're like, no, I want to go up against him. You eager for those moments? I mean,
for sure. Yeah, that's always, I feel like, the competition, that's why I always try to hold myself to the highest level of competition. So that's the only way I feel like I can improve. If I go against one-on-ones, I always try to go against the best guy, because at the end of the day, I'm going against Josh Downs, those people out there in the AC who are very high caliber. So I want to push myself like that in practice to go against studs like Caleb. So that really helps me.
What's your best game this year, do you think, in your opinion?
My best game? I feel like Miami. I feel like just because they tested me a lot in that game, and there weren't really any results they got from that. So I feel like overall that was my best game. Obviously, it could have still been even better, but overall, I feel like Miami.
Was there a moment you felt like, okay, I belong? I feel like I've proven I belong.
So I would say that Miami game, I was in cover 3, and they did a deep stop route on me, and I was like, okay, I picked up on that, and they tried it again in the second half, and I kind of sat on it and broke on it. But at that point, I was like, okay, like the game slowed down right there. I picked up on that, so I feel like I could do this at that point. So
that interception that came your way at Duke. Take us through that. What was that like for you?
See, we in the red zone, 3-by-1. It's coming. At the end of the day, that's how you get your money right there. So I feel like I was just patient with my technique, got my head around like the coach has been teaching us, and played the ball, became the receiver. And obviously, I feel like my yak wasn't too good on that. I felt like he was on that side, but I spun that way. But I put the offense in tough positions. So.
You mentioned how competitive you are. What's your relationship with your brother Fahim like? Sure. And have you guys always been competitive? You two going back and forth.
Well, it's definitely Fahim, my oldest brother too, play football. So it's a football family. So I wouldn't even say competitive, but it's more so just pushing each other to like really knowing that I know he could be better than what he is right now. Even though he might be recruited highly, I feel like he could be doing way better still. And he holds me to that standard too. At the end of the day, I might go back to my dad too, asking what I could have done better outside of the coach's point of view. And I feel like the whole family just really supportive, and everybody wants the best for each other.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten from Coach Jones?
Coach Jones, I would say more so like being as a man. I would say just like character-wise and on the field too, just as far as like my patience. Before, I feel like at the beginning of my game, I was kind of getting out there too fast, my breaks. But he told me just like slow down, be more patient, and off the field too, just develop me and study hard. Just tell me to be more, just being better as a person. So I feel like that's helped me a lot.
Do you have any cheetah clothing?
Nah, I don't. I've seen his though, so
how can you miss it? It's every day.
It stands out for sure. But nah, I don't have any in my arsenal.
Do you have any cool nicknames growing up or anything?
People call me Soar. Obviously my Instagram name, Saucy Soar, whatever like that. But people don't really call me that. That's just my social media. But Soar, I feel like that's really it.
You play any other sports or just football?
I wrestled. That was wrestling. I feel like helped a lot. Football, mentality standpoint. It's one-on-one in the ring, and you got to develop some level of manhood right there. So I feel like that helped me with football.
How'd you get into that? You think of wrestling with football players, it's like some lineman or something like that.
Yeah, so really, with football, we was actually always end up being in the championship. So we would end up going to like January and stuff like that. So I really didn't have time to get into basketball because basketball was already starting and I was late. So my dad was like, "You can't get into AU, let's just do wrestling in the winter." And I feel like I just went along with that. I had a good coach, won states at youth league, and then really just never developed my hoop game. So I just stuck with wrestling, and I feel like it kind of paid off.
What kind of weight class were you in?
I was a light up. I was about 130, 135. And then when you get in high school, I had to stop because it's contradicting because I'm trying to gain weight, and then I'm almost with the heavyweights at that point. So, I had to stop wrestling at that point. But
a lot of cover guys don't like to tackle. That doesn't look like a problem for you. You look like you enjoy tackling.
Yeah.
Maybe tied to the wrestling thing too.
I would say kind of, you know, like I said, I play middle linebacker all my youth league, so I actually like love tackling. I can play safety too, nickel, so I feel like it's part of my versatility just being able to tackle.